Hi, this is Brian, the broker in charge of Hawai'i Real Estate. Welcome back to another weekly update of vacation rentals here on Oahu. And before I get start with this update, here's a brief message from our mayor.
Aloha. As we are all painfully aware, our neighbors on Maui have been ravaged by the devastating wildfires that destroyed Lahaina and the surrounding community. This disaster has left many residents displaced and in dire need of help. But the Aloha spirit shines brightest when we come together as one ohana to support those in need. So if you can, please consider donating to one of the organizations listed below, including the Hawaii Community Foundation, the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, or the Maui Food Bank. And we also have another opportunity to make a significant impact. To help increase the availability of emergency housing for those who need it most, we are temporarily suspending the short-term vacation rental regulations here on Oahu. In an effort to offer our support, I'm also asking those of you who own rental properties on Oahu to consider opening your doors to our Maui neighbors who have been affected by this tragedy. Our city and its people have always been known for their generosity and compassion. And I am deeply proud of our community's willingness to help. And I believe that together we can make a meaningful difference in the lives of our Maui brothers and sisters in their hour of greatest need. So let us stand united during this unprecedented time and continue to shine as a beacon of hope for all of Hawaii. Mahalo.
Well, there you have it. At this moment, a vast majority of properties here in Oahu can be used as nightly rentals. A couple things to keep in mind, though, is one, if the unit's in a building with association, if the association has rental restrictions, say 60, 90, 100-day minimums, the owners need to adhere to those association restrictions or rules. Secondly, I was told earlier this week that the lifting of these vacation rental regulations will probably just go into the end of August. However, what I'm seeing on the ground here is the way city, state, federal authorities are responding to this tragedy in Maui. Poor performance, in my opinion. I would not be surprised to see if the pause in STR regulations here in Oahu are not extended to maybe September or October, just to allow people more options for housing at this time. But we will see. So let's get started with an update here for this week. Pretty good week for new listings. 8 new properties on the market. Actually, there's 9. One went into escrow very quickly, I'm going to cover, and then there's 2 sold properties. And we're going to get started here just with one at Ala Moana Hotel. So this is a studio on the 24th floor, 297 square feet, priced at $207,000, has mountain views. Just a single bed. It's going to have this little chair here that reclines into, could be used as a bed as well. $207,000. I don't think that's that bad of a price for being on that floor, even with mountain views. We'll see. Next, we have a unit on the 19th floor at Ala Moana, $250,000, 297 square feet. This one does have ocean views. This one has, I think, 2 beds, if I recall correctly. Yep. But I think this is overpriced. I had a client earlier this year in escrow on a unit on the 30th floor with very similar views at $235,000, and it actually just closed this week. I'll get to that in just a moment. But I think this one, based on that, is overpriced. Moving on, Kuhio Village. This is on the 11th floor, priced at $280,000. Another studio, kind of smaller, 206 square feet. Since I haven't covered a unit here in a while, I'm just going to cover your monthly dues, $520. It does include electricity, cable TV, hot water, and you can see here the rest. Not too often units come in here with this ocean view. I like this. The unit does need to be remodeled, but I really like it having an ocean view. And I would think this would do quite well as a vacation rental. Now, one thing about this building is there is some commercial space on the first floor. There used to be a laundromat on site. And see, this is wrong right here, laundromat. It actually went out of business during COVID, and currently there's no washer and dryers on site. So if you own a unit there, live in there, have renters, cleaners, they have to go about 4 blocks down the road to use a laundromat. The association is working on getting washer and dryers on site, but at this moment there is nothing, so it is quite a bit inconvenience. Just keep that in mind. And if you are interested in this building, I'll update you. Just let me know and I'll update you when I have more information, when the association figures out a plan how to get a washer and dryers on site. Here's another unit, Ala Moana, 285,000 on the 31st floor, 297 square feet, Sunset. Again, just based on comps, I think this is overpriced. And just a single bed with a reclining chair. Next, studio at Royal Garden, 17th floor, 332 square feet, so larger studio. Price at $430. This has a canal, mountain city views. So I mentioned before, I like the building, I like the units. These studios are nice because they have an actual full kitchen. Small stove, but you'll see here in a moment. So nice size refrigerator, pretty decent countertop space for a studio. Since I haven't covered a studio in a while in this building, I just want to point out monthly dues $525 covers all this right here. Next, another studio, Royal Gardens, on the 16th floor. This one does have ocean views as well as canal city views. 460,000, 313 square feet. This one's tastefully remodeled. Split AC. Would not be surprised to see if it gets around this price. Now, if you are interested in a studio in this building, just because this has a cooktop, you might have a little trouble getting financing. Whereas that other unit that had an actual stove with oven, much easier to get financing with a full kitchen like that. But this here with a good sized refrigerator, microwave, and the cooktop, there will be some lenders who will offer financing for sure. Waikiki Banyan on the 8th floor, 720,000. This is a floor plan with 533 square feet, 1 bed, 1 bath, and 1 parking stall. I think this is overpriced, being on the 8th floor and having city views. And I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I covered a unit on the 10th floor that had partial ocean views, came on the market at $750. They just reduced the price this week down to $720. So sellers have been pushing the valuations of this building because Banyan has been so hot. But again, being on the 8th floor with city views, I just would be surprised to see if this goes in escrow at this price. One other thing to point out is that this building has a special assessment, $239 to cover renovations on the pool deck. This assessment ends December 2023. Ilikai, 2 bed, 2 bath. This is on the 25th floor, 1.888 million. 1,000 square feet of living space. This photo is a little deceiving. This is taken from the lanai. Vast majority of the views from the unit is going to be city mountain views. As you can see here. Nice looking unit though. And I mean, being this kind of elevation on the 25th floor, I do like the mountain views from here. And nice floor plan. You have a bedroom here. Entryway is right over here with the kitchen, bath and bedroom over on this side of the unit. Split AC. One last thing to point out though, being on 25th floor, if you want to use this unit as a nightly rental, you have to you're required to use the hotel's cleaning and maintenance services. Okay, now for the sold properties. And actually there was 3 sold properties this past week. One was off market, I'll get to in a moment. But here we have this one at Ala Moana Hotel. This is the one I was talking about earlier on the 30th floor. that my client was in escrow earlier this year. 297 square feet. This one did have two beds in the room. Nice ocean view. Initially it was listed at 250, but ultimately sold at 235. So this is a great comp to that other units that came on Ala Moana this week. That at 235, I think is a pretty good value. This unit, if I recall correctly, was doing about, on average, around I think $4,500, $5,000 a month. But I think there were some months in the peak season where it was doing around 7 or so. Next, we have this unit, the Waikiki Grand, another studio on the 3rd floor, 241 square feet, $10,000 below this price. I was actually a little surprised that it sold at this price point. Wasn't too impressed with the unit. But the units in this building have been selling rather quickly. And I love the location. This is on the Diamond Head side of Waikiki. You just have there's a parking lot right over here, and just across the street also the zoo, then Kapiolani Park, and the ocean is just a short distance over here to the left. So the last sold unit for this week was an off-market 2-bedroom, 1-bath at Waikiki Sunset, where actually I represented the buyer, and the seller was actually a very successful licensed real estate agent and investor. This is actually the second 2-bedroom unit at Waikiki Sunset that I've sold off market. So if you are looking for any opportunities for vacation rentals on Oahu and you're not finding anything on the market, you're welcome to contact me, and I can discuss how I can work with you to try to find you some off-market opportunities. And this one was a pretty peculiar situation where the seller was not very motivated at all. My buyers actually went in contract back in April, but we did a 90-day close. And so yeah, we just closed this past week. But I think this will be a great long-term investment for my clients. I have my other clients who own in this building a 2-bedroom that they bought off market. They've been doing about $10,000–$14,000 a month, I've been told. So there you have it. That's your wrap up for this week. As always, thank you for watching. And if you have any questions at all, you're welcome to contact me anytime. I'm here to serve you. Take care. Have a great weekend.